In this video, we're going to take a look at a brand new sampling plugin called Atlas. Now, the difference with this over the other sampling plugins is the fact that it can take a look at your sample library and look for the acoustic characteristics of the samples, identifying things like claps, hi-hats, snares, and so on. I don't know if you have a library like mine. Take a look over here. You can see my drum hits folder. This has got a whole bunch of stuff I've built up over time. So we've got basically all these different kind of free kits. We've got kits from certain collections. This is all over the place, okay? So a big job would be to go through that complete library and organize everything. I just don't have time for that. So there are some new solutions appearing on the market to cover this. At the moment, we've got here a kit that is provided by Sample Magic. All of these samples are from their library. Okay, so this is not my library. Just going to show you a couple of things you can do. One of the things you could do is go to a MIDI clip. All different styles here. You guys know that I don't need to do this, but I'm going to go and do it so you can see that this is the way it works. We've got a pattern and we can have a listen. So that's some real basic functionality. But one of the things we can do is to create a kit, and we can save kits. Well, this kind of functionality is here, but this is the default. So what it can do is it can randomize. So if we go to new kit, every time I do this, it's picking out different samples. So let's have a listen to that. So you can see here that this is such a quick way to get stuff up and running. It almost feels like cheating, but you know, you could argue that this is more creative than using a loop. Okay, so it was all down to your kind of personal take on things. I would personally program something, but just for the demonstration, I'm just going to leave it as it is, because what I want to do is show you how we can index using this very, very clever technology, my sample library. Okay, so if you remember, we saw it up there. I'm going to say here, create new map. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my sample library. Drum hits is where I've got my one-shot samples. So this is the big collection. I'm going to click on open. And what I'm going to do is click on analyze. Now, this is going to run in the background. And probably because I've got a large collection of samples, it's going to take some time. So I'm not going to expect it to complete in the time that I'm talking. What I'm probably going to do is leave it to do its thing and come back on the other side. So that took about 20 minutes. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call this Danny library. And I'm going to load the map. Here it is. A much more dense cluster in terms of the way the user interface is arranged. And let's have a listen. I'm going to flip through. So I think you'll agree that's an incredible way to explore your own library. It's really quite an eye-opener here.